Hey there, this is the fourth video in Unit 3, and it's about transversals and vertical angles. In the last video, we learned a lot about vertical angles, but we only used 2 lines at a time. But you can have vertical angles with multiple lines, and that's where transversals come in. So a transversal is a line that intersects 2 or more other lines at distinct points, which sounds really fancy, but it's not that hard. So all you have to do is look for a line that crosses 2 other lines. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to reprint this, but I can see there's a couple errors. This is my transversal. It'll be fixed on your sheet. That line should have went farther. Same with this one, should have crossed over. All right. Now, if I choose this one as my transversal, you can see it only crosses 1 line. A transversal, by definition, crosses at least 2 lines. So in this case, it's the horizontal one. And you can hear my helper saying good morning to you all. That would be Jelly Bean. Okay, so we can also have here where we've got a horizontal line and we've got 3 sort of vertical lines crossing it. Here's a transversal. And that's a cool diagram because you know what? They're all transversals because by definition, it only has to cross 2 lines. So this one crosses 2 lines, there and there. And this one crosses 2 lines. And so is the other one. In a diagram like that, if I had to do a big question, I might use different colored highlighters so that I can concentrate on one part or another. Or the other trick I'll use is I might take either my hand or a sticky note and cover up part of it. So I'm only looking at one part at a time. Otherwise, there's just too much. And my brain just says, nope, can't do it. Let's take a look at this one. So we're doing vertical diagrams in the last video, and this isn't any different. So all we need is 2 lines that cross, and then you look across from one another. So angle A is equal to angle D. So these 2 are vertical lines. I guess I just said name the sets, but it's also the fact that they're equal. So A and D, so here, and then C and B. And then down at the bottom, we have E and H. So angle E equals angle H, and angle F equals angle G. Ta-da! That's the end of it. Not too difficult. And if that's all there was, I wouldn't be making videos about this because you can all understand this. But now what we're going to do is start throwing some numbers in here. So if angle A is equal to 50 degrees, and please write all over the diagrams. I always find that way easier. Sometimes I'll just do the diagrams and then I'll come back and do the question. So I know angle A is 50, D is a vertical, so that's 50 degrees there too. Now, what about angle B? How's memory? All right, because if it's not vertical, the only other thing we know about right now is supplemental. And you can see that A and B make that nice semicircle. So they're supplementary angles. They form a straight line or 180 degrees. So if I go 180 degrees minus 50, I get 130 degrees. So that's 130 degrees there too. All right, so I'm going to just do some of these questions and then I'll do the other half. So angle B is 130 degrees. Why? Supplementary. And I'm even going to say supplementary to angle A. Angle C is 130 degrees. Now, oh, look at that. If you go this way, you will see that A and C are also supplementary. So I can just use my little ditto marks. And angle D is 50 degrees. It's a vertical angle. And I'm just going to put angle A in there. All right, now I said G is 125 degrees. Dean, please stop. I love my co-host. So that means F is going to be 125 degrees. And if I go 180 minus 125, not this morning, I get 55 degrees. Just going to use my calculator. So that one over there is going to be 55 degrees too. Yours will be fixed. I'll move the diagram. I think I'll make it a little bit bigger for you too. So angle E was 55 degrees, and the Y, it was supplementary to G. And angle F is 125 degrees because it is vertical. Angle G and H is 55 degrees. As you can see here, we've got that nice semicircle again, supplementary to G. One of the things I suggest is always go back and keep using the information that's given. If I make a mistake somewhere in there, I don't want to reuse that answer. All right, we got one more down there. So what I would suggest you do now is turn off the video and do it yourself, and then turn it back on and make sure that you and I have the same answers. All right, so please turn off the video. I'll trust that you did. All right, so I'm just going to write all over my diagram first, and then I'll transfer all my stuff in. So if that's 76 degrees there, then I know that angle there is 76 degrees because that's a vertical angle. And then I know these guys, excuse me, that should be 100. Oh, minus 4,000. You see that? I don't know what I just did, but I know that's wrong. And it's always important, even though you use your calculator, to just see if your answers are reasonable. So that's 104 degrees. And then we go across, and that's vertical. I like vertical angles, they're nice and easy. And angle 2 is 165. So 165, 165, because angle 3 is vertical. Degrees, 15 degrees. I don't know why, it just makes me happy. I write all over the diagram, and then I'll go and do this part. So now I can look. Angle 1 is 15 degrees, and it's supplement to angle 3. Because, oopsies. Oh, should make that angle 2. Because angle 2 is the one that's given. I'm actually going to highlight. This is the one that I was given, so I'm going to try and reference back to that all the time. Angle 3. It's vertical to angle 2. Angle 4 is 15 degrees, and it is supplementary to 2. It is also a vertical angle to angle 1, and if you said that, I'd accept it too. That's why these are kind of crazy to mark, because there's multiple answers, but I'll accept them all as long as they make sense. And over here we had angle 5 was 76. So angle 6 was 104. Oh, I love my co-host this morning. Because I am distracted. Vertical, nope. Supplemental to angle 5. Angle 7 is 104. And angle 8 is equal to 76 degrees 2, angle 5. As you can see, my co-host is having a crisis. So I'm glad the video is over, and I'm going to go fix that.